This is the story of a man who had big dreams. At the age of 21, he had everything he ever dreamt of: money, cars, women. It is 7 a.m. in the leafy suburb of Kilimani. A small canteen owner in the National Spinal Cord Injury Hospital is up and about his morning duties. He cleans up and gets started for the day. He starts off with the morning prayers at 5:30 a.m. and listens to BBC News while he relaxes until 9 a.m. He likes to keep up with current events as he organizes the canteen. He doesn't have to wait for too long before his first customers appear. Looking at him laugh and smile, one can hardly tell Mohammed Khalid Ahmed is physically challenged. He is calm, soft-spoken, and hardly misses the occasional smile. He makes sambusas and other goodies on the small makeshift kitchen inside the canteen, and in no time the canteen is full with all sorts of customers coming to have a taste. So what does it take for a person to rise above the physical challenge they are faced with?
My mother, she's the only one who could make me to be like this. Personality, hardworking. You know, there was a time my father used to live away from us. I used to see my mother, how she's struggling on us. So I used to take care of me and my sister. I couldn't make anything against her. I like to see her always smiling.
56 years ago, on the small island of Mombasa in Kenya's coastal region, Mohammed was born to a family of 3 sons and 6 daughters. Although his family was poor, his mother struggled to provide for them, and more often than once, Mohammed chipped in to support the family financially.
You know, in Mombasa, there's so many small things you do, you earn. I used to go and give hand. And after finishing, I get a small thing, send it to my mother. Whatever I do it for my mother.
Mohammed was not your average teenager. By the age of 14, he was making up to 80,000 shillings through hustling in the local markets and beyond.
You know, there's materials for making suits and all. I used to work for them somewhere. In every bunch, I used to remove one, and there are 10. There is a day we were with my friends planning to go to look for money. We went out of town to take these leopard skins to succeed. Then we come back. I pray what I get it from that, all I give it to her.
As a football enthusiast, he started his own football team called Korea, a group he managed to support financially with the help of few friends he considered family.
Sometimes we hire a bus from Mombasa to Malindi or Mombasa to Lamu with our gang group, play football there for 2-3 days. We go back to Mombasa. Everyone likes us, the families, we used to take care of even the old mosque around us, about 3-4 mosques.
One night, at the age of 15, while Mohammed was asleep, his friend came to his room and woke him up with news.
There's a friend of mine, he came, I was sleeping during the Ramadan. So he came and told me, Mohammed, Ikukazi, there is a ship that needs people. Let's go. I woke up and just go.
They were looking for laborers. This was the perfect opportunity for Mohammed to bring meaning to his life.
I didn't tell anyone. I know he'll refuse me and I can't say no to her.
He lied about his age for him to get accepted among the laborers.
So I just went there, I joined the ship. Alhamdulillah, I get the chance. We stayed there for a week. He just to see me in the morning going. He thought it's just an ordinary job. So the last day when I was leaving, it was during first day of the Eid. So I left there at night, late night. I just told one of my sister, I told her, we used to be close there. That day, they were just waiting for me. And why you don't tell us that you join a ship and you are going today? Nini. You know what the mother said? Oh, Alhamdulillah, if you decided, inshallah, I'm going to take you the way you are nicely, but what you are doing here, don't do it. You are fighting and all.
Yeah.
There's no way, inshallah, I'm listening. Then, take this in Chile, nice.
Yeah.
Give it dua, give blessing.
In 1972, he and 44 others set sail from the port of Mombasa, dispatching petrol to Sudan, Iran, and Saudi Arabia. Having a thirst for adventure, Mohammed wanted to explore more.
When I came back in 1974, I stayed for 4 months. Then I went to Dubai.
With the help of the Mombasa MP then, he got a chance to set sail on a Greek ship carrying cement going to Dubai. Mohammed's life continued to flourish. At the age of 21, living in Dubai, he had 3 cars, a big house, and a good job. He worked for a telecommunication company as a technician and a supervisor. A job, he says, was very lucrative at the time. Despite the wealth, Mohammed always remained generous. He offered to help whomever he could, and as a result, was tremendously popular.
Big thing of me, since I was young, at home, my mother, she is a religious woman. So even during the lunch hours or evening, I couldn't go home and eat alone. I must take one of my friends from where we stay, friends, or to go and take lunch together, or sometimes a breakfast. So it came that in my blood,
We got to meet one of the patients, Abdi. 4 months ago, he led a normal life working as a bus conductor. When a normal person is faced with a disability, it's easy to lose hope in life. They feel like a burden to their family and society and often prefer to live in isolation. Mohammed helps his friends and other patients to deal with such trauma. By the time he turned 20, he had been to more than 20 countries, including most of those on the African coast, part of Asia, Europe, and the United States. His lending hand stretched even to his personal belongings like cars. More than once, he would lend his car out to friends. By this time, Mohammed's life had changed in more ways than he could possibly imagine. Money started rolling in, and he was constantly traveling around the world, meeting new people and seeing new places.
You mean I was in Dubai on 25th of September 1979. I was going to see a friend of mine in the hospital. Me and my friend. We were a bit late. We were rushing to go and pick some friends. It was on speed. high speed, 160. And the car, it was new, 8 months old. It was up to date, updated car, but I gave it to some of my friends for the weekend. They went with the car, they asked me only for some hours. Then they took it for 4 days. When they brought the car back home, they didn't tell me, they just keep the key at home. When I came, I found the car, took the car with my friend. So on the way coming, going to pick those cars, my friends, we had some sound. So I told the guy that, hey, I think now we're going to roll.
Mohammed was not wearing a seatbelt and was thrown out of the car. The car rolled 15 times and in the process landed on his back. The bottom of his spinal cord was crushed beyond repair. His friend, however, managed to escape unscratched.
I was sending my mother to Hajj. It was on December. Then I had an accident on September.
His family had been searching for him but could not get a hold of him. They finally gave up and started thinking of funeral arrangements.
So she wants to cancel the trip to Hajj. Then I told her not to cancel. One of my cousins just changed his voice and talked on my behalf to tell my mother I'm okay, it's only a hand. I broke her hand. Then she was appreciated when she went there to Hajj. Then he came to Dubai.
When Mohammed finally woke up, he was devastated when the doctor broke the news of his paralysis. Mohammed was faced with permanent paralysis, which was caused by the deformation of the bottom of his spinal cord. However, the nurses played a big role in helping him during this time.
When I woke up like this, I just found my chief engineer standing in front of my bed, crying. So I couldn't able to talk. Then she was just asking me some questions, but I couldn't able to talk. But I don't know how to explain.
No,
you know, if you are just at the age of 21, and someone comes and tell you, oh, you are not longer going to work, and you have money, real money, cars, a big house, how are you going to feel about it?
Young Mohammed's life had taken a 180-degree turn. He was not able to travel, work, drive, or live in an adventure as he was previously used to. At some point, trying to deal with his trauma, he fell into depression.
There's no explanation. Even one of the evening, around this time, I took a knife and went to kill myself. I was just thinking from the time he told me, my end of my life now, with this age of mine. So I just took a knife. I wanted to finish myself. Then when I took that knife, something came to me. I just stayed and said, A'udhu Billah.
Religion played a major role in his life.
That is the only thing which helps me not to kill myself.
After 3 years in a hospital in Dubai, Mohammed decided to come back to Kenya, where he was taken in at the National Spinal Injury Hospital on the 19th of August 1981. He was able to take on the canteen donated to the hospital by Arab Moi's government, and here for the last 30 years, he was able to make memories. After his accident, he decided to break his arranged marriage to his cousin because he did not want to burden her with his situation. He recalls the day with disappointment and sadness.
December, the wedding was arranged by December and I had my accident in September. It was arranged by the two of them, my mother and her mother. Even when we was young, you know, we used to be together, playing together with other guys. The guys, they used to say, utakuja kuolewa na wawe. So, kumbe she picked it. She was in her heart. Yeah, she used to see me. You had a motorbike.
Yeah.
And most of the time, she used to see me with the motorbike and somebody at my back. Yes. So one day I was there with my friends. So I was picking some girls to take them to town. Then she came and tell me, no one's going to enter this car. We are going to take us back home. And our sisters, I said, okay, madam.
Mohammed and 9 of his friends have a great plan. This plan is to make sure that paraplegics no longer have to worry about employment, treatment, and a place to go for vacation.
And we are calling it Kenya Wheelchair Village Resort.
Henry Minor and Mohammed had been close friends for the past 20 years. Henry is one of the 9 people involved in the idea of the village resort. Together, they have been working closely on the proposal to make sure the dream comes true. However, for this plan to materialize, Mohammed and his friend not only need funds, but a solid backing from the government or reliable donors. Mohammed, who has stayed at the canteen for over 30 years, hopes to leave something to be remembered by, and plans to do so in his hometown in Mombasa. Mohammed will be leaving the canteen and his life at the National Spinal Injury Hospital to return home after many years.